The beauty of nature inspires a sense of awe, which we know from research it's going to boost happiness and it's going to connect us with the natural rhythms of the world. How many times do we actually pause to disconnect from our phones and get out of our heads so that we can notice all the magic that surrounds us? Tune into your childhood memories of being outside. Remember those moments playing outside? In those moments, we were just simply being. There was no sadness for yesterdays or worries about tomorrow. It was just me being me, fully present in the moment. So before we knew the definition of mindfulness, we used to describe it as catching fireflies on a summer's night or listening to the rain fall, or the smell of earth after it rains, the wind in your hair. How about jumping on puddles, watching as that last leaf falls off a tree, casting stones on a lake? How about the taste of that perfectly ripe peach, or listening to a chorus of crickets? Nature is filled with so much life, beauty, and wisdom that is only natural to feel uplifted in the presence of it. So to put it simply, nature grounds us. So I invite you to pause and make time to reconnect with nature. Take time to be outside. Take time to notice all the extraordinary in the ordinary. I'm also inviting you to notice at a deeper level. We're going to go beyond just noticing into practicing the skill of describing something intentionally in a non-judgmental way. So what does intentionally noticing and describing look like? Just find a place outside to sit for a few minutes or take a walk and notice your surroundings. Take a breath or two. Look around and notice what catches your eye. Take time to observe it. Bring in the element of curiosity and then try to put that experience into words. Describe what you saw, leaving all judgment out, just mentioning the facts. Try and describe it using your 5 senses. And if your mind wanders off to worry, to the past, or to the future, bring that focus back to what's right in front of you and keep on describing it. Noticing and describing with curiosity and no judgment is a great skill to practice as it helps us develop awareness. Without awareness, we're not going to be able to control our minds, and instead, we're going to allow our minds to control us, which is the opposite of one of the goals of mindfulness. Learning how to notice and describe our surroundings or things outside ourselves makes it easier when we start learning how to notice and describe what's going on inside of us. Noticing and describing with no judgment is a skill that can be practiced anywhere, anytime. So why not try this skill next time you're eating, or washing the dishes, or driving? Can you describe the experience without labeling it or judging it? Like Eckhart Tolle said, awareness is the greatest agent for change. So in the spirit of being playful and bringing forward our creative spirit, as you go through your day, I want to invite you to capture any pattern that catches your eye. And then use these patterns as a source of inspiration for your meditative drawings. There is such beauty and simplicity in nature. Remember, life is not complicated unless we complicate it. Knowledge alone is not enough. The magic is in the doing. So I hope that you take time to pause, breathe, notice, sometimes use the skill of description, and smile. All of these skills, when practiced, are going to allow us to shift from our minds into our hearts so that we can not only create art, but create a life filled with happy moments. So there's a couple of mistakes that I fixed on this video, but there's one that I'm purposely leaving. It's where I said before we know what mindfulness was instead of before we knew. The reason I'm leaving that mistake is to embrace imperfections, because that's one of the goals in my life, to not be so perfect. This is a video that I'm doing just for teaching purposes and not for an Oscar. So I'm embracing that imperfection and leaving it there. May you embrace your imperfections.